Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask the Young Cow. I'm Leon Street and he is...
I'm Jack Rogers.
And we're pleased to have you once again. It's Wednesday, it's 1 p.m. The sun is shining through the bars, as you can probably see. So we're locked in the office prison cell today, as normal. Today's topic is a really interesting topic, and we're going to jump straight into our presentation just so you get an idea of what it is we're going to be covering today. The topic is how to speed up managing your Google AdWords campaign. Now, Google AdWords is a big winner for a lot of small businesses, especially when it comes to your marketing. And so what a great way to tackle it, by speeding things up. And so what we hope today is you get some value out of this live hangout. So first of all, guys, remember every Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK time, it's hashtag ATYC, Ask the Young Cow, where you either get myself, Leon, or Jack, or both of us together. So Hangouts. Remember, if you're watching this back on YouTube and the video has archived, leave any questions or comments in the comments box on YouTube underneath the player. What happened on YouTube this week?
Oh, they've updated the player.
Is that going to have any impact on our video?
No.
Okay. So there's been some updates on YouTube. We'll make sure you leave a comment. Ask us any question that you have, whether it's a question on the topic we're covering today with speeding up and managing your Google AdWords account, or if it's just something off topic, digital marketing, or small business. In fact, we are here to help you. Okay, so let's move forward. Jack, over to you. We've got the agenda.
Yes, so the agenda, where do you start? So what you need to know is how you install AdWords Editor. What is AdWords Editor, how you connect your AdWords account to the software, how you can export campaigns, how you can input data into these export campaigns to create new ones, and then how do you get this new campaign imported onto the AdWords Editor.
Wow, sounds technical. You know what, guys, if you're already running a Google AdWords campaign, this is to help you move forward. If you're brand new to Google AdWords, do we have some videos on Google AdWords? Some other ones?
Yeah, we do. We've mentioned it on a few Hangouts.
Check out the YouTube channel. We've got some other videos to help you if you're just starting out with using Google AdWords. It's a great way to get traffic to your website so people can buy your products, services, or opt into your mailing list or whatever it is that you're offering people. So this is for people already using Google AdWords, whether you've got a big campaign, whether you run e-commerce, so you have Google shopping campaigns. This is all to help you guys out, especially focused around the text ads and, I suppose to some extent, just managing things in a more efficient process, other than through your browser. So let's get into it. So what is the Google AdWords Editor? It's free. It's a downloadable Google application for managing large AdWords accounts efficiently. It can manage small ones as well, so you still get the same efficiency, but especially if you're using large, or you have a large AdWords account, it's great. So download your campaigns, you make the changes using the editing tool, the editor, and then you upload the changes to AdWords. So what it allows you to do is that actually you could do these changes offline, and when you get back, say for instance you're traveling and you're on your laptop, and eventually where you get Wi-Fi or a signal to upload, you can then upload your changes after all the work has been done. So we're just going to quickly go through some of the features. You can use the bulk editing tool to quickly make multiple changes, export and import files to either share proposals or make changes to an account, view stats on all campaigns, and copy or move items and add groups and campaigns. And we all know this is a big thing, especially when you're scaling things up, and you can keep working even when you're offline, as I pointed out. Right then, before we get into it, so it's going to go back to live to camera. Google AdWords Editor. It's a tool. Jack's been using it. I've been using it. It's been around for some time, and you know, it's something that, like I said, if you are already using Google AdWords, do look at this presentation today, what we're going through this video, take out any 1 to 3 tips, and start to apply. That's the key thing. This will help you improve your efficiency, and I think that's probably one of the key things. What I'm going to do is hand over to Jack now. He's going to take you through the steps of installing and getting to grips with the editor. Is that okay, Jack?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, cool.
Yep, so how to install the AdWords Editor. It's a simple 4-step one, I think this is. So you just go into Google, type in their search bar Google AdWords Editor. For us, it was the second link. It might be the same for you. If not, just look out for the URL, just the green text under the header, just to check that it's the same. And then once you click on that link, you will then come to this page here. Well, you'll see screenshot number 3. On the page, you'll see a place to download AdWords Editor. So it's available for Windows and the Mac. And we just recommend clicking on the drop-down menu and just clicking the latest version, just so you've got all the most up-to-date changes and any new features they might have on. And then once you download, you run through the download process as you would with any other application, and you just get a little thank you note from Google saying thank you for downloading it. You'll also have a link for a help center if you have any queries or you just don't quite know how to do a certain task. And then there's just a little note at the bottom for Windows Vista users, just to give you a heads up on some issues that they've noticed and how to fix them. And then once you've installed the AdWords editor, you then need to know how to connect your AdWords account. So this is very simple. Once the application is open, you go to Account in the top left, you click Open, and you will then see a screen similar to the step number 2. And all you need to do is click the Add button in the top left, and it will come up with this pop-up box asking you to sign into your Google AdWords account. Now, when we did these screenshots, we decided to use the option for an in-app browser just to make sure it's all connected, because I'm not quite sure. When you open a browser, I think it gives you a code, to place in after. So using the in-app browser just makes it a little easier. Right.
If you just got lost there, for anybody thinking, wow, that sounded technical, just follow the instructions on the screen. It's basically just to make this process a bit quicker.
Yeah, just to make sure it's all in the same application. And then if you're used to Google, you'll know what step number 4 is. That is just the login screen for anytime you sign in with a Google account. So you need to put your email in there that you use for your AdWords account, and then go on to step 5. Once you've signed in and you've put all your details in correctly, it will give you a list of the accounts that are linked with that email. Now, if you're similar to us and we've got a client center where we manage multiple customers' accounts, you'll notice we've got a selection for out of 20. If you want to select all your accounts and you want to manage all of them through the AdWords editor, you simply click the tick box at the top, and that will select every single client you have in your AdWords account. If you only want to manage one, maybe you have 20 accounts, but only one is large, and you only want to manage that through the application, you just simply click on the ticks or the boxes of the accounts you want to import.
Yeah. So I think the key thing is, guys, if you're using the My Client Center, or you're an agency and you have multiple campaign or customer campaigns in there, you can either select all your campaigns and get them into the editor, or if you're just choosing specific ones, you click on the little black arrow which points down, as Jack's highlighting in step 5, and then you can see the individual customer campaign. So it's up to you basically to choose the correct customer account for whichever one you want to edit. And then, as it shows in point 7, once you've selected the campaign, the customer campaigns, press OK, and then it will open up those particular campaigns ready for you to edit in the editor. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think what's also good to mention is the layout of the application is very similar to the online Google AdWords, so it won't look completely strange to you. It'll still look very similar.
So it'll be familiar territory when you're editing. Okay, so let's jump forward. It might have sounded a bit technical. What I would say is the steps that we've shown you on the previous slides, follow them. It is actually very quick in terms of getting the application editor, the Google AdWords editor application on your computer, whether it's Windows or Mac. Get it installed, get it open, log in, choose your correct customer account, or if you just got one account, choose that and open it. Right then, where have we got to now, Jack?
Right, so again, we've got more screenshots and more explanations on how to do different little tasks.
Okay, so exporting your campaigns. The reason why you export your campaigns is you need to get a particular file from the AdWords editor, and this file is where all of your data is saved for you to be able to make changes in mass or en masse, which you can then pull back into the editor, and it is quite straightforward. Now, what I would say is that you can also use the AdWords editor to make edits on the application without having to download any file. So you have two routes. You can either do big updates in a CSV file, which we're going to talk to you about in a moment, or you can just do all of your updates using the AdWords editor. Once you're done, you then post those changes to AdWords, so it synchronizes the changes you've done, so it goes live onto your account. So this method is all about how you handle bigger data using CSV files as an option. Is that right, Jack? Okay, so I'll hand over to you, Jack.
Yep, so we've got the screenshots which shows it straightforward if you find anything I say confusing. So what we need to do is go to the account menu in the top left, which you will be familiar with on the previous steps. You go down to the option for export. This will open up a different section of what am I looking for here? It'll give you different ways of how to export.
So you got different export options,
and what you want to do is export. Well, you've got different options. You can export the whole account, or you can export selected campaigns and ad groups. So once you do that, you'll have the option to download, and then this is where you'll have a similar screenshot to what you see below. So you can pick CSV file. So this will just be text. Or you can do the same process that you've done before, and if you've got any images attached to these campaigns, you can also download these inside the zip folder.
Okay, so if you've got images, this is normally because you're doing some form of display marketing. Now, this is the reason why you would choose the second option, which is highlighting. If you're just doing text ads, you just need to choose the top option, which is CSV files, and that's your standard one. If you want to go into the display campaigns that you've got on your account, then choose the second one is what I would say. There's no more need to go into any more detail other than that. So if you've got text ads, option 1. If there are text ads or display ads as part of your campaign, use option 2. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we move forward. So editing the export file. So what do you need to edit the export file? Right, it's best to edit the export file in Excel. You can also get OpenOffice, which I think it comes with a program called Sheets, which you can download for free. So you can also edit on your computer. If you use any of the cloud-based Office suites, like what have you got? Google Drive.
Google Drive.
So Google Drive has another option called Google Apps, and in there they have an application that allows you to edit spreadsheets. Again, it's all free. You download the file, you open the file using Google Sheets, and you can do the same thing as using Microsoft Excel. Right, so when editing the export file, you only need to edit the following columns. And so the columns are the bits of data that run across from the left to the right at the top, the very top of the spreadsheet. And so they're almost like the headers, the table headers for the information that you're going to fill in. So some key ones there, as Jack's pointed out, a lot of this will be pre-filled in if you have existing accounts and you've exported an existing campaign. So it will show you campaign, ad group names, maximum cost per click, headline, description line 1 and 2, display URL, final URL, and the keywords that are linked to each of your ads. I think that wraps up the key parts really. So let's move on.
Yep, so this is just a little editing tip. Now, if I haven't already confused you with any technical terms earlier in the presentation.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. No. There is no confusion. It's easy.
And this is just a little tip that I noticed when doing some editing using the export file. When we've created a spreadsheet download for anyone who hasn't got any previous campaigns to export, in order to get the sort of template on how you import them. So we've used an example of 3 keywords. Now, if you have more keywords, you need to make and create more rows. But when you do this, you need to make sure that you copy the whole row and not just insert a blank one. So for example, to do this, you click on the number on the left of Excel or Google Sheets or whatever program you're using.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be universal across
is row number
platforms. Yeah. So once you click on that, you'll see a green bar go all the way across your rows. You either click Control and C, or you can right click on the number and click copy. And then you go to the row below, click on the number again, right click and insert copied cells. And what this does is it just makes sure you keep the theme throughout the template file, just so there's no gaps anywhere where there shouldn't be, which might compromise the import when you go to this later on. And obviously, if you do this throughout your file and you spend time doing it and it doesn't work because you haven't copied these cells, then it's a lot more work for you to do.
So follow the steps that Jack's put in here. I mean, it is a quick tip. It's step 1 and 2. It will save you a lot of hassle, but it will also, when you do it and follow it exactly as we've shown you, a lot of time. So you'll be time rich with this tool. Okay, so that was one of the editing tips that Jack put together. So once you've done all your editing in your CSV files, you've made all the changes that you need to for the rows of data that you need to edit. You then need to pull that file, so import that data back in. So you simply go to, in the editor, you select account, top left, then down to import and across from file, or you can paste the text. Now, because you're editing a CSV file, and that's the route we're telling you about, you select from file. So you find the file on your computer, so whether you're on Windows or Mac. And so at that point, once you've found it, it will then show you some information it's picked up from that particular file. So it will show you an overview of the file that you wish to import, and it will upload, the file we uploaded in this example had 1 campaign, 1 ad group, and so the preview shows the correct data there, which shows 1 campaign and 1 ad group. So once you are happy with that, you click on the button that says Finish and Review Changes. Now what happens next, Jack?
Yep, so when you click Finish and Review Changes, one thing to point out is this doesn't mean you've automatically enabled your campaigns. You still need to go through this step here where you can check your import, and you'll see your import. If you've already got campaigns in there and you want to see which one you've just uploaded, it will be highlighted in green. So as the screenshot below shows, it gives you your campaign name, status. It'll also show you your budget, as I'm sure this is probably one of the most important things you want to make sure is right.
Definitely.
Just in case you've accidentally added a 0 somewhere you don't want to have a 0. And you'll see a bar at the top with something called Review Changes. So as it shows there, proposed changes are in green. Once you've checked all of this and made sure that everything's correct, you then click Keep on the Review Changes. If you realize your budget has got an extra 0 where it shouldn't have, you simply reject these changes, go back into your spreadsheet file or sheet file, double check, make the changes and re-upload it and click Keep, and then this will be added to your account and it will be automatically enabled.
Great stuff. So simple, effective. Okay, so I think we've kind of blown through that. Now, what I would say is, in fact, I'm going to give you the pleasure of seeing our handsome faces. So what I would say is that at this point, we've given you an overview of how to speed up using Google AdWords. If you're a small business, if you're a marketing agency, if you don't use the editor tool, or you've downloaded it before and then you've not really got to grips with it, we hope you found this of use and given you some explanation and some tips in how to use it more effectively for your business to become more efficient in using Google AdWords. Now, there are more tools than what we've mentioned here, more options available in the AdWords editor. And on Google AdWords, they do have some more information in their help files on their web pages and on their website in how to use it. But what I would say is, have a look, see if it works for you, see if it works for big data. If you are managing a campaign, test it is all I'd say. You're not really going to lose much time, especially just trying to get to grips with it, other than just getting to grips with the software. And once you've cracked it, you'll probably see that it will save you a hell of a lot of time. And we mean that like sincerely, because we're able to set up basic campaigns in next to no time, just because we already have template files, as in the CSV file, which we download from either a template we've saved in the past or an existing campaign, take out all the data that we don't need, put in the data we do, save it, import it, post the changes, make sure you're happy with everything that's been set, job done. Yeah, so look at it. It is a great tool, and if you found this video to be of use to you and it has helped you, helped your business, helped your customers, your clients, whatever, please let us know in the comments box under the video. If you have any questions, any specific ones about either Google AdWords, internet marketing, digital marketing, search engine optimization, email marketing, we're going to do some more on the email marketing. What else can we do? Social media. There's so many things out there. If you have any digital marketing questions, please ask us. Hashtag ATYC. I'm just going to jump back into the conclusion of what Jack has prepared today.
Yep, so you've now got an insight on Google AdWords Editor. So this is to help you produce campaigns at a more productive pace without spending all your time on the AdWords itself. And if there's any terms throughout this presentation that you're unsure about and what they mean, we've got a Google AdWords swipe file that is free for you to go and pick up by visiting the link that you see on the screen now. And this presentation will also be available on SlideShare. So if you don't want to go in and type all of that into your address bar, you can simply click on the presentation on SlideShare.
We need to get the links on the description boxes for the YouTube
Yes.
video. We'll make sure we do that. If you've got any further questions and you just want to talk to somebody, remember you can get us on telephone number if you're in the UK, 01922 13326. Right then, remember every Wednesday 1 p.m. UK time you catch us live on Hangout, and then the video is archived on YouTube for you to play back again and again as much as you like.
Yeah.
If you do have any questions or comments, please leave a comment on the video or hit us up on Twitter, hashtag ATYC. I think that's about it. I think that's a wrap. I think we have done another Hangout.
Yeah, another one.
Right, guys, thank you very much. Really enjoy doing these Hangouts, and we know that people are finding them of use. That's Leon Street. I'm out. I'm done. I haven't got anything more to say. Have you, Jack?
No.
Okay, cool. Catch you next week, same time. Take care. Goodbye.